Hello, folks. I will wait for some people to come on. Fix the do. Anyway, this is Yvette from YvetteLaboy.com. Got a new haircut. Hi, Deirdre. Thank you for joining in. Have you ever had a situation where you're doing this? Hey, how are you? Yeah, everything's going well. Yeah. Oh, yeah, definitely. I'll be there. Not a problem. Oh. I have to go. I can't find my phone. I know it's funny. It might be funny, and it might be funny for people who are not suffering from brain fog. And a lot of people who have lupus tend to suffer from brain fog. I know in the past I had an issue with brain fog, and it was very frustrating for me. And you also have people who don't have lupus who also have brain fog. But today I'm speaking about lupus in the brain, and I'm also going to speak a little bit about the nervous system. And I'm creating a webinar that I'm going to be doing next month. Hey, Billy, thank you for joining in. I'm going to be doing a webinar next month about lupus and brain health, and speaking about brain health in general and how it affects people with lupus. But anyway, I'm going to get started now. So lupus is an autoimmune disease that can affect almost any part of your body, including your joints, skin, kidneys, lungs, and blood. And lupus can also affect the nervous system and the brain. So there are several terms that doctors use to describe this. One is neuropsychiatric lupus, which is also known as NPSLE, neurocognitive dysfunction, or central nervous system lupus, which is also known as CSN lupus. So a high percentage of people suffer from nutrient deficiencies. This we know in this country and in other countries, sugar overload, a lack of sleep, and high amounts of stress, all of which deplete energy levels. So the brain relies on a steady stream of vitamins and minerals, and we know this. Amino acids, essential fatty acids, and glucose from complex carbohydrates. In addition to getting, thank you, Ricky, for joining in. In addition to getting enough rest and relaxation, brain fog is considered a repairable condition. Okay, so you folks out there who are suffering from brain fog, and people who have lupus who are suffering from brain fog, know that it is a repairable condition. If you want to regain your sense of clear-headedness and focus, like all things health related, it starts with addressing the underlying issues, including your diet, stress levels, level of physical activity as well. So what are some of the contributing factors to brain fog? Well, I'm going to tell you. One is inflammation, lack of sleep, poor diet, and nutrient deficiencies. Hey, Bill, thank you for joining in. Long time no see. Hope you're doing well. Wow. What a blast from the past. A diet filled with sugar, refined carbs, overuse of caffeine and alcohol and gluten. Especially gluten is a big thing with people who have autoimmune conditions and lupus. Nutritional deficiencies, hormone imbalances, and these are just naming a few. But one of the bigger things is that contributes to it is lupus. So suffering from brain fog is basically the opposite of feeling level-headed, motivated, and focused. Brain fog can easily rob you of inspiration and happiness while increasing the symptoms of anxiety and depression. And if you suffered from this before, you know what I'm talking about. Researchers from the Department of Physiology and Medicine at New York Medical College in Valhalla describe brain fog symptoms as an interaction of psychological, cognitive, and perceptual factors. It is likely that the brain fog is rooted in a lifestyle that promotes inflammation and hormonal imbalances. And if you're suffering from an autoimmune condition like lupus, this tends to happen. And a lot of people who have lupus and other autoimmune condition, like I know people who have thyroid disease, also tend to suffer from brain fog. So this causes a flare. Also, stress can also cause a flare. So what are some of the symptoms that usually include in brain fog? Well, one is forgetfulness and trouble remembering information. We know that, that's a no-brainer. Slurred speech. Maybe I have brain fog now. And difficulty articulating words while speaking. Short-term memory problems, unable to quickly process, respond, or understand any information. Hey, Marlings, thank you for joining in. What else? Unable to quickly process, respond, or understand information. Trouble with concentration, such as learning new tasks, reading, or absorbing new information. It takes them a little bit longer to absorb stuff and to learn stuff. Forgetting names of people you know well, and that has happened. It happened to me in the past. Thank you for the thumbs up and the hearts. Thank you so much. God bless. Thank you. Trouble with focusing and multitasking, difficulty finding words when speaking and retrieving information, inability to pay attention, problems with math calculations, difficulty with critical thinking, inability to remember things, all these things, and also feeling disoriented. And you can use different strategies to better cope with brain fog on a daily basis, and I'm going to name a few. One is you can write things down and create a to-do list. I would always write my to-do list the night before and carry a small pad with me in my purse so I can remember things and write things down when I was having issues with brain fog. Set alarms on your cell phone to remind you ahead of time of appointments and tasks that need attention. Hey Wanda, how are you? Thank you for joining in. Great to see you too, sweetheart. How's it going? Great to see you. So like I was saying, Wanda's a good friend of mine. We went to high school together. We were cheerleaders. Newtown Pioneers. Anyway, some of the things you could also do is get to bed early so you can get plenty of rest, because when we lack sleep, that also can cause brain fog. And especially if you're suffering from an autoimmune condition like lupus, you really need to rest. And if you're not getting your rest, this can also contribute to a brain fog flare-up. What else? Get support from others, ask family members to remind you of important events and appointments and things you need to get done. Also, you can do it with a traditional calendar on the wall. You can write on the specific days, what you need to do, so this can remind you of what you need to do. Hey, Freddie, thank you for joining in. Focus on one thing at a time. It's very important. Use a list and cross things off once you get them done. It will also give you a sense of accomplishment when you write a list and you cross the things off. Right? Go, Newtown, go! Cheerleaders, what was it? The pioneers will make you rumble. The pioneers will make you rumble. The pioneers will make you stumble. It's all right. It's out of sight. It's okay? What you say? It's okay? All right. Enough of that. That was our cheer, one of our cheers when we were cheerleaders. It's so funny. Oh, my God. Anyway, see, I don't have brain fog. I remember that. So, also try relaxation techniques such as meditation, massage, to help relieve stress, especially during a lupus brain fog flare. Explain to others that, you have a issue with brain fog, so they'll understand and be patient with you. I also used to send myself emails and text messages and remind myself on my phone, just so I can remember stuff. So all these are, little tips and tricks you can use when you're having a brain fog flare-up. Capote. Hi, Capote Dove. How are you? Thank you for joining in. On a cellular level, brain fog is believed to cause by high inflammation and changes of 3 primary hormones that determine your mood, energy, and focus. Okay? And remember that lupus is a disease that causes inflammation. So those hormones are dopamine, serotonin, and cortisol. Cortisol is often called the body's primary stress hormone, since it helps keep you awake and alert. Hi Grisel, how are you, prima? Also, while dopamine and serotonin help to keep you joyful, motivated, and calm. Okay, so these are the 3 stress hormones that I was talking about. So the brain and the entire body rely on complex symptoms of hormone, the complex symphony of hormones, that work to keep one another in check. So when levels of one hormone either falls too low or climbs too high, the whole system can be thrown off. Rebalancing your production of these chemicals help put you on the right track for better brain function. Okay, so that's another thing that you have to look out for and work with. The other factor that increases brain fog symptoms and robs you of your spark of, is inflammation, like I said before, which is one of the root causes of lupus and other autoimmune conditions. So the nervous system has 3 parts, any of which may be affected by lupus. One is the central nervous system, which is CNS, the brain and spinal cord. The peripheral nervous system, which is also known as PN as in Nancy, S as in Sam. Not PMS, but PN as in Nancy, S as in Sam. So the network of nerves that connects the brain and spinal cord to the rest of the body and gives skin and muscles the signals needed for sensation and movement. Another one is the autonomic nervous system, which is also known as ANS, allows communication between the spinal and peripheral nerves and the brain and the internal organs, and controls functions like breathing, blood flow, and heart rate. So as many as half of the people with lupus tend to have feelings of confusion, fatigue, memory loss, and difficulty expressing their thoughts. So this collection of symptoms is termed cognitive dysfunction, although many people who have lupus call it lupus brain fog or lupus fog. So cognitive dysfunction most often affects people who have mild to moderate active lupus, and the causes of these symptoms are unknown. So living with cognitive dysfunction can be very, very frustrating. I know when I was going through it, it was extremely frustrating. I couldn't remember things. Sometimes I couldn't remember some of my closest friends' name, and it was bad. It was frustrating. I'm glad I haven't had a problem with that, and I was able to control that. So like I was saying, the causes of these symptoms are unknown, and living with cognitive dysfunction was very frustrating for me. And I know a lot of people who are going through that too, that it's just very frustrating when you can't remember stuff and you want to remember stuff and you're having a conversation and you're like, what was I saying? Very frustrating. So you can learn to improve your condition and concentration and lessen confusion and memory loss with different types of coping skills like the ones I mentioned before. As well as doing puzzles, because it stimulates the brain and the mind, games, biofeedback, using, like I said before, a daily appointment calendar, and balancing daily activities to reduce stress. Stress also plays a big factor as well, as it does with many things associated with our health, and especially if you have lupus, stress is a big factor that can cause flare-ups as well. So compared to the general public, most people with lupus are they're twice likely to experience migraine-like headaches, commonly known as the lupus headaches. Hey Jennifer, how are you? Thank you for joining in. Compared with general population, like I said before, some people get lupus headaches. And the features of lupus headaches are similar to migraines. Hey Jennifer, thank you for joining in. Thank you for the thumbs up and the hearts. I appreciate it. Thank you. So it's similar to a migraine and may seem more often that people who get these types of headaches are also suffering from Raynaud's phenomenon, also known as Raynaud's syndrome. And that's a condition that I suffered from as well when I was really sick with lupus. So, however, headaches can also be caused by vasculitis, which is a symptom of active lupus due to inflammation of the blood vessels. If you're experiencing headaches, if you have lupus and you're experiencing headaches that are not improved by over-the-counter medication or whatever therapy it is that you use to get rid of the headaches, be sure to tell your doctor. Oh, you do? What do you have, Jennifer? Is it Raynaud's phenomenon or vasculitis? Which one do you have, hon? Hey, Gia, what's up, girl? How are you? Okay, let me move on. So Raynaud's phenomenon is a condition of, remember I was talking about different types of what goes on with the nervous system, of ANS, which is autonomic nervous system. And it has to do with that. It's an involvement caused by the inflammation of the nerves or blood vessels. The blood vessels in the hands and feet, and now if you suffer from Raynaud's phenomenon, you know what I'm talking about. When you go out in the cold, the blood vessels in your hand and feet. What's up, girl, Gia? Thank you for the thumbs up. I appreciate it. The blood vessels in the hands and feet go into spasm and restrict the blood flow. So usually the reaction, it reacts to cold temperature. Even if you're like in air conditioning, that can happen as well. So what happens is your fingers and toes turn red or white or blue color. You know, and you sometimes you can feel like sensation, like you're getting stuck with pins and stuff. So that is called Raynaud's syndrome, Raynaud's phenomenon. And it can also cause pain with some people. So it's the numbness and tingling of the feeling of the fingers and toes. Oh, Raynaud's. Okay. All right. Yeah, I had that too. And my sister has active lupus, and she suffers from the same thing as well. So people who have Raynaud's phenomenon are advised to avoid cold conditions, obviously. Oh, you get it too, Donna. Oh, wow, I didn't know you got that. You had that, Donna. So people who have Raynaud's phenomenon are advised to avoid cold conditions when possible. And they may have to wear gloves or mittens, and even when they're in air conditioning as well. So that's another thing that can affect you if you have lupus or an autoimmune condition. So medication side effects as well. Medications used to treat lupus can cause side effects that are similar to the symptoms of CNS lupus, which have, so if you have symptoms of CNS brain fog, right? I'm like, Anyway, if you have, actually, when people I see people coming in, and it's kind of takes my focus away. So anyway, so I apologize for that. So if you have CNS lupus, you should consult a neurologist who can determine which symptoms are side effects of the medication and which are due to the lupus. Because sometimes the medications that you are on can also cause the brain fog. So most drugs known for causing symptoms like those of CNS lupus are non-steroid medications over the counter, like Advil, Motrin, stuff like that. Also, steroids. You know, and they give people who have lupus, they give a lot of people, even people who have asthma, steroids, like the prednisone. So that also causes you to have symptoms of brain fog, you know, and you already have lupus and you have this autoimmune condition. So there's a lot, you know, there's a lot going on here. Not that I'm saying to get off your medications. I'm not saying that. Don't ever get off your meds unless your doctor tells you to. Okay, so I'm not promoting that here. I'm just giving some information here. So these may also cause headache, dizziness, confusion, and in rare instances, meningitis-like symptoms. Also anti-malarias like Plaquenil, very high doses of Plaquenil. They're not usually given for lupus, but, you know, sometimes, it can cause manic behavior, seizures, and psychosis. Also, like I said, steroids, they can cause agitation, confusion, mood swings, psychosis, and depression. I know when they had me on steroids, and we're going way back. This was like back in 1990, in the 90s. Oh my God. First of all, I couldn't sleep. I was eating like an animal. And they had me on, I think, like 90 milligrams of prednisone. And I'm not a big girl. I'm like 5'2", 5'3". I'm not a big girl. They had me on. Oh, good. Thank God. Thank God. I'm on no medications now. I've been able to heal my body from lupus. And this is why I like to help people now who have lupus and pour my wisdom into them so they can maybe create a happier life and be able to deal with the symptoms better, and create a healthier life, because, oh Lord knows I went through a lot with lupus. Anyway, like I was saying, also anti-hypertension medications may cause depression and loss of sex drive. Hey Louis, thank you for joining in. But the good news is, folks, is that anti-inflammatory foods support brain health, and high intakes of vitamins and minerals have been shown to benefit people's moods and mental capabilities. So a natural way to deal with brain fog is, one, you want to watch your sugar intake and eat enough healthy carbs. Sugar, as you know, causes inflammation in the body, and if you have an autoimmune condition like lupus, it's a disease of... thank you, Jennifer. God bless you. Thank you. And if you take sugar causes inflammation in the body, and lupus is a disease of inflammation, and most autoimmune conditions causes inflammation in the body. Hey Lee, thank you for joining in. What's up, cuzzo? Also, eat healthy carbs. Cutting back on packaged and processed foods that are loaded with sugar, in addition to many other artificial harmful ingredients like artificial sweeteners, is the first step to dealing with brain fog. And they're really not good. They're really not good. Get enough protein and healthy fats. Foods high in omega-3 fatty acids. Healthy fats like avocado. If you know me, you know I love freaking avocado. And next weekend, because I don't have time this weekend, I'm busy. I'm working on projects and I have stuff going on with my family. But next weekend, I'm going to post, and maybe I'll do a little cooking thingy of it on how to make avocado and lemon ice cream, and it's really, oh my God, it's amazing. Anyway, let me move on and get off the avocado. Stuff like avocado, coconut oil, nuts, and seeds are all good. They're healthy proteins, healthy fats. You want to manage stress as well, using stress reducing therapies like prayer. Hey Flavia, what's up, girl? Meditation, Tai Chi, all that. They're all good, just to name a few. Also, it's very important to get a good night's rest. Sleep is so important to help our body heal. The body heals while we're sleeping. So make sure you get enough hours of sleep. Okay, I go to bed early, and sometimes my friends make fun of me, but I try to be in bed by 10 o'clock. Except on Sunday, because I watch The Walking Dead, and I watch The Walking Dead. Thank you for the hearts. But usually during the week, I try to be in bed early because I get up very early. So this way, it balances out. So sleep is extremely important. You ever notice when you don't get any sleep and you wake up the next day, you feel crappy, you can't remember anything? So, and if you're suffering from brain fog, you don't want to do this because it's just going to contribute to it more. Also, exercise helps as well. It lowers inflammation, and it helps get rid of stress and increases your energy levels too. So who doesn't want more increased energy levels, right? Also, if you have any unknown food allergies, you want to address them. Most people with lupus feel better once they get off the gluten. I know it worked for me. It's worked for a lot of my clients that I've worked with who have lupus and other autoimmune conditions. And just check for other allergies and get off of those, and that also clears the mind. Hey Gil, thank you for joining in. Also hydrate. See what I'm doing here? It's not vodka, because I don't drink. It's water. Not drinking enough water can cause all sorts of issues. Brain fog is one of the first symptoms you might notice, okay, if you're not drinking enough water and you're not hydrating. Thank you for the thumbs up and the hearts. I greatly appreciate it. Thank you so much. So you want to drink enough water on a daily basis, okay? And a simple way to notice whether or not you're drinking enough water is look at your urine. If it's very, very bright yellow, or dark yellow, you're not drinking enough water. Once it runs clear, you know you've drank enough water. I drink tons of water every day. Also, detoxify your brain. So, let me explain what I mean by that. If you're suffering from an autoimmune disease, chances are your gut is the root problem. The same is true for brain fog. And I'm going to do a webinar about lupus, the brain, and the nervous system. And it's going to be a free webinar. And I'll post that as it gets closer to it. It's going to be next month. But I'm going to speak about this in depth. You know, this is just a little live chat, so I'm not going to go in depth in that. We'll be in here forever, and I don't want to do that. Anyway, the same is true for brain fog. The gut must remain in balance for any of the body systems, to work correctly. When there is an overabundance of yeast or bad bacteria or neurotoxins in our system, it will greatly affect our cognitive ability. Leaky gut syndrome and an overtaxed, confused immune system may increase cognitive defects as well. So before you go on any detox, folks, make sure your lupus symptoms are stable. Make sure you're not in a flare-up, okay? You want to make sure that your body is strong when you're doing this. So if you're going through a lupus flare-up, do not do a detox. Build your body first, then you could do the detox. I'm also doing, starting May, I think it's May 5th, I have a deworming protocol. All you folks who want to do it, go on my page, deworming protocol. I'll actually post the link. It's going to be free for you folks, for all my lupus ninjas out there and my friends who have autoimmune conditions, where I'm going to do a 2-week deworming protocol. I do it every year in the spring, so it's very important. If you're suffering from an autoimmune condition, you want to do a deworming protocol, because we all have parasites in our system. Some of them are microscopic. I didn't think I had any, and the first time I did a deworming protocol, I was like, oh my God. I found stuff. You may not find stuff. Like I said, some stuff is microscopic, but you definitely want to do a deworming protocol, and then you want to do a cleanse. Again, you must do it when your lupus is not flaring, when it's stable, okay? Any autoimmune condition you have, you want to make sure it's stable before you do any detox. Okay. Also, I'm going to go over some supplements and herbals that can help with brain fog. Okay. First one is calamus. Calamus tea will clear brain fog, but you need to use a teaspoon and add hot water to it. I actually have a video on my YouTube page, which is Yvette on YouTube, so you can find me there. It kind of looks like wood calamus, so it's very strong. So only use 1 teaspoon with 1 cup of hot water. You can do that twice a day, every other day. Also, like I said, discuss with your doctor before going on any herbals. Also, Gotu Kola. Gotu Kola helps increase connectivity between the brain and the body, and helps the left and right brain energy movement, okay? So this is good for brain fog, especially if you have gut issues. Adaptogens like holy basil, maca, ashwagandha, which is Oh no, that's not. That Boswellia is frankincense. Ashwagandha is good, but not Boswellia. Okay, although it's good for inflammation, but I'm not recommending that for brain fog. So adaptogen herbs help lower cortisol and give the body support against dealing with fatigue and stress. Also, omega-3 fish oils are very, very important, effective at helping lower inflammation. Omega-3s help support brain health. Also, B vitamins, deficiency and various B vitamins can leave you feeling sluggish and moody, especially if you have lupus. Vitamin, that from Lucy, vitamin. Anyway, I'm sorry, I'm being silly tonight. Anyway, B vitamins help convert nutrients from foods you eat into usable fuel for the body. Well, that was a lot I said, right? So taking B complex supplement you can make sure you're at an optimal range. And if you want to know more or less what milligrams to take, you can inbox me, because I would have to ask you some questions about your condition to let you know exactly how many milligrams you would need. Also, ginseng stimulates brain cells as well and improves concentration and cognitive activities. Also, CoQ10 is also good. There are other supplements, but I'm not going to go into that. I'll go further into that in my webinar next month that I'm doing. So lupus brain fog is another symptom of lupus, but as you can see, there are things you can do to relieve and lessen the brain fog flares. So when you have lupus brain fog flare, it doesn't mean that you're on the road to dementia, Alzheimer's, or anything like that. It's a condition from lupus. It's a condition that people who have autoimmune diseases tend to have. It comes and goes, but there are things you could do about it. I talked about them here. Okay, like I said before, so yeah, don't be afraid to tell people what you're going through either. If you're experiencing a lupus brain fog episode. So I'll be presenting in April a webinar about the brain, nervous system, and lupus and how it affects both. If you want to get in the loop, okay, of all my events, all my free events, and what I am creating, because I'm creating more content for you guys as well. I'm creating certain programs. I'm going to be doing some live talks in New York City as well, teaching some classes from my home as well, cooking classes, which I love to cook. And I'm creating an autoimmune cookbook. It's going to be an ebook, and I'm still writing my lupus journey book as well. So I have all these things I have going on. But anyway, if you want to keep up with what I'm doing, go to my business page, which is Yvette LeBoy, Lupus Wellness Coach, here on Facebook, and friend me there, like my page, sign up for my page. Also, go to my website, which is YvetteLeBoy.com, and sign up for my newsletter. And when you sign up for my newsletter, oh, thank you, Jennifer. When you sign up for my newsletter, you can download my gluten-free e-cookbook. So, folks, this is all I have to share. I'm losing my light. So, the sun is starting to go down. So, this is all I have to share on this topic. If there is a specific topic that you would like me to speak about, preferably autoimmune condition related or lupus related, hey Marisol, how are you, sweetheart? You can email me at inspiredwellness@yahoo.com, and I'll be more than happy to create a video about it, even a webinar. Go on my page or go on my website and sign up for my newsletter so you can be up to date on my events and my webinar. I'm doing a webinar next month, like I said. Also, you can follow me on social media. Here on Facebook, I am Yvette LeBoy, Lupus Wellness Coach. On YouTube, I am Yvette LeBoy. I have tons of video on health and wellness and tons of video on lupus as well. Hey Murphy, thank you. Hey Peter, thank you for joining in. On Twitter, I am Holistic Gal. On Instagram, I am One Holistic Diva. And you can visit me on my website, which is YvetteLaboy.com. I'm Yvette Laboy from YvetteLaboy.com. And we inspire people to go from surviving to thriving. So thank you so much for tuning in. And I'll see you at my next live chat. Also, check me out on YouTube. Take care. Have a great Sunday. Mwah. Love you much. God bless. Bye.